everybody. Welcome back into another episode of Two Fat Drunks. I'm JDV.
I'm Warpig.
All right, coming up on this episode, we're going to talk about 5 rare vampire movies you should check out this Halloween. These are movies that might not be great, but they're definitely interesting. Coming up next. Vampire movies I hadn't seen in a long time. So I guess kind of the theme of the show is like rare movies that are definitely worth watching.
You should check out that. Maybe it wouldn't be at the top of your list right away.
Yeah, like, so, you know, I think a lot of movies start, people's movie acumen now probably starts around Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. I would think that.
Yeah, that was pretty formative, and that came out long enough ago to sort of
also be kind of like a classic
it
movie
is,
that you would
isn't
see
it?
on, well...
It's legit a classic.
It's not going to appear on either one of our lists, I don't think.
Well, not on our list, but, dude, it's considered a classic, though.
Yeah, maybe,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, it's not rare.
But no, it's true. It's not rare, but that's what I'm saying. It's playing on TNT. It's playing on AMC. It's playing on all those stations that go, "Hey, look at our classic movie." You know,
and all these movies that we're going to talk about definitely aren't.
Would not be on that list. No, I can't see it. Maybe one of them, but it's a big maybe.
Yeah,
but
you're not going to see them anymore on HBO or even Cinemax or anything like that. You know. I don't know, what was the first one you thought of?
Well, you know, it's funny. The whole reason this came up was because this week I just had a hankering. It was beginning of October, and I was thinking about movies I hadn't seen in a while. And I thought, you know what I want to watch? The original Fright Night with Roddy McDowall and Chris Sarandon.
Doesn't he play a relative of mine, Roddy McDowall?
Yeah, he's Peter Vincent. Right? Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Oh, that's my Uncle Peter Vincent.
That's Uncle Peter there. Yeah, he showed me all about vampires. They're sticking hot there.
Yeah, it's a movie that maybe I didn't love when it came out, but it has aged very well.
It has aged well, and I'll tell you why. When you say it like that, I agree, because at the time it came out, it was just part of a whole gamut of movies.
Of great movies. Like,
of really good movies.
If you're going to watch
The
Thing for the 4th time or Fright Night for the 2nd, you're going to watch The Thing.
Watch The Thing, right, exactly.
You know, at least for us back then, there was a lot of competition back in the day.
A lot, dude. When you read off like the list of movies that came out at year X, like 85, you're like, wow, every one of these is
just look at 1982. 1982
right, it just
blow away the last 10 years combined.
But with Fright Night, I just want to pull it back to Fright Night because I was watching it and I just thought, wow, this is one of those movies that shared production values with a lot of movies about that period. So it's really shot really well. I mean, it looks great.
It's like a mid-budget movie.
And they spook it up, dude. I mean, it's legit. They really try hard to deliver this story. The kid is pretty endearing and just it's weird. The acting is like way better than it should be. Like, it's just like...
It's a very, very 80s movie. It's like really good Hot Dog the movie, but
the Pantheon, right? Yeah. You're like top secret level, sort of like, wow, that's actually a pretty good movie, even if it's so
the exact opposite of one of the movies I'm going to come up with in a second that came out in 79 or 80. So
79?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Well, let's stay with Fright Night for a second. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's Roddy McDowall's...
his fading movie host.
Yeah, it's his last great role, really.
And there's a great bit in it. And not to give you a minor spoiler, but there's a great bit in it when they're confronting the vampire. Roddy McDowall and the hero.
Great in that
He's actually pretty damn good. Yeah, Chris Sarandon plays a pretty good vampire.
That's right.
But when they're on the stairs and Roddy McDowall pulls out the cross and holds it to Chris Sarandon, who walks up and casually just whips it out of his hand. And he tells Roddy McDowall, in order for that to work, you have to have faith. I'm like, wow, that's actually a pretty cool line. Then the fucking kid busts out the same cross, and he's like, whoa, shit. I'm like, that's actually pretty cool, man. That's a nice setup, because the kid's like, he was pretty ballsy. He's like, fuck you, man. He's like, whoa, all right, legit.
Hey, anyway,
Fright Night,
good score, very well lit, well acted, cool premise.
And decent effects.
Decent effects, and everyone loves the 80s. Well, this is a very 80s
You will love
movie.
it.
It's a great 80s.
You'll excuse the little bit of cheese it has. It just has a little bit of cheese, but honestly, not that bad. So, but yeah, go see Friday Night. Check it out. It's actually pretty fun.
All right. Well, maybe I'll do one fun one then too. I was gonna say a different movie, but
You were going to get all depressed, thing.
no, yeah. Well, I still might make it in there, but a movie that I bet you a lot of people haven't seen that is a lot of fun, and it's a movie that you can watch with your kids.
Okay.
So if you're want to watch it with some younger folks, like for a Halloween party or something. Oh, it stars George Hamilton as the vampire. Has a song. I love a night.
Are you talking about Love at First Bite? With Richard Benjamin and Artie Shaw as Renfield, dude. What is his name? Was that his name?
Artie Johnson, right?
I had Artie Shaw. Artie Johnson, thank you. But yeah, as Renfield, as a pretty good Renfield, dude.
George Hamilton's I never drink blood. I mean,
the line, dude, I don't drink wine. And I don't smoke shit. Because she's like, hey, you want to... Dude, listen how corny. Hey, you want to smoke some shit? Like, so he's like, I don't drink wine. Like, that is... The fact that they got George Hamilton. Dude, come on. That's pretty damn good.
Sun to burn almost. He's just so tan. And he's George Hamilton.
No, think about that. It's a tan Dracula. Like, how are you doing that? Like, sunblock.
It's a really fun vampire movie, and it's kind of like it came out around the same time, I think, as Fright Night.
It's a disco era.
Yeah, it's maybe 80s.
It's a disco era major studio release film. Like, I think this is like who made that? Warner Brothers. I mean, something like that. You're like. Yeah, because that was a big...
The song was on the radio, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it popularized the song, but I tell you what, I think it helped out because
they had a
that
good summer
movie was...
together,
I saw it when
it
I
was
a
big
child.
hit. Yeah, everybody
it was a big hit, dude.
Yep. But it's a movie, I bet you... What is it called again?
Love at First Bite.
Love at First Bite, yeah.
Yep.
It's a good movie. Okay,
and Richard Benjamin is actually pretty
so
funny.
those are two kind of lighthearted movies. Fright Night's more graphic, but it's still...
it's fun, right? Yeah, it's real... It's what it is? It's real compact. It's like... And we're done. Like, wow, I like that. The haiku of vampire
so give me another
movies.
one. Another rare...
Okay.
Movie maybe...
Something you may not have seen because
you haven't seen
recently. It wouldn't occur to you, and I don't know how important it is to people, but...
Hit me.
Andy Warhol made a series of horror films. Like, these are late 70s, I'm pretty sure. And one of them was...
I believe he loved to paint soup cans.
Hello. But no, he made... it's funny. He made Dracula and Frankenstein. I can't remember his name.
Frankenstein.
But, dude, they're like Andy Warhol's Dracula. Right? So just to make sure he mentions himself. Oh, yeah. I mean, dude... Of all the vampire films I've seen, this one is so sex-loaded, it's unreal.
It's like a 16mm snuff film.
It's a softcore porn movie, dude. What it has is Udo Kier.
Yeah.
Dude, if you don't know who Udo Kier is, look it up and enjoy yourself.
He's one of the main villains. He's the old master villain vampire in Blade.
Blade, right? Dude, yeah.
He's in 2001, right?
He is great. It's straight up a porno. But you will never see, I guarantee you will never see a weirder interpretation of Dracula than this film. And not a weirder Dracula to deal with. Udo Kier as Dracula is fucked up. You absolutely have to see it.
Yeah, it's
Andy Warhol's Dracula. But look, don't take kids to see it because it's legit softcore porn. It's Emmanuel Does Europe.
On the opposite end of
dude.
Love at First Bite is...
porn. Vampire porn.
Strong, right? That was your number 2 movie.
At Christmas, we watched Henry Portrait of a Serial
I guess my pick's going to seem a little tame, but I would say the 1979 remake of Nosferatu starring Klaus Kinski as the vampire.
Dude, Klaus Kinski.
He is even crazier than Max Schreck.
Is he still alive? Klaus Kinski passed away?
I think he has, yeah. He pretty much passed away making this movie. He's absolutely crazy.
Well, how the hell would I know? I don't have his birth certificate.
It's I wouldn't say it's a shot for shot remake, but it's a pretty
solid.
It's a pretty solid. It's a legitimate.
I gotta come clean. I've never seen it, so I'm not gonna.
Okay, so it's not. But check it out because it's.
Because I like Klaus Kinski. Like, okay, that's if you got Klaus Kinski in the movie,
it's a beautifully shot. Yeah, it's color. It's just basically a color version of
the same
story, starring other crazy but younger
brilliant, great actors.
Germans. Yeah, I mean, it's a very it's a very good foreign film.
Experience.
Yeah, that is a legitimate remake
Of that
a
film.
classic movie.
Yeah, well, why not? I mean, that's
loving,
something you can respect because it's old. It's that old, and you're trying
scary.
to do it justice.
Klaus Kinski is scary as shit in that movie. I mean,
Dude, Klaus Kinski is
kind
scary
of plays
sitting
off
around
like
reading phone
the
books.
Tin Drum or something. It's like very
Realistic.
It's out there. It's a very artistic film, a very European, just vibe to it.
That's something to check
Hey,
out.
the character is European in its origin, so Dracula. So I would say that would be my
The House of Dracula.
little bit more under control pick there. Go to probably the number one movie that you should watch if you haven't seen it in a while or haven't seen it at all. Just carve away 3 hours on Saturday night, pull the blinds down, and get ready to get the crap scared out of you by Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot. David Soul.
Directed by the late great Toby Hooper in 1979 for CBS.
James Mason is in
It was
that.
the first Stephen King, I think, film adaptation of any kind. It was definitely the first to be seen on.
Was that before Carrie?
No,
Ooh,
Carrie. No,
that
Carrie
had to be
first.
pretty tight,
I think,
right?
I think 77 is Brian De Palma's Carrie.
Yeah, I feel like that's true, but it's not. Okay, so it's number two.
So maybe
but they never did it on TV though. This was
Right, this was
and to
the
be
first
clear,
TV.
this is a made-for-TV. Wasn't it not a miniseries?
It was a miniseries.
How many episodes was
I
it?
think it ran over the course of at least 2 nights.
I know when it was out.
It might have been
And look,
3.
I'm old enough to remember it being on TV.
was a big
so,
deal, man.
It was a big deal. Like a lot of people watched this, and I remember their advertising. Even as a little kid, I remember like, "Hey, Salem's Lot's gonna be on Channel 2." We're like, "Okay, cool." It's like because that was the CBS affiliate, and you're like UHF, and you kids. don't
And the
know what I'm
reason
talking
why
about.
Salem's Lot will always be in any top 5 vampire movie list that we do, it just has to be because to me it is the best vampire movie of all time because it's Stephen King's favorite book by himself. I think he said this in the past. It's definitely my favorite book by him, and I've read a good chunk of them. Is Salem's Lot?
Wait, stop. Let's do it right now. Is Salem's Lot the best book he's ever written?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it?
Because
I mean, look, it is, dude. Salem's
book.
Lot. Dude, I read Salem's Lot. I reread it maybe once every 3 years or so.
Yeah, I reread it. I've already reread it this season.
And all the talent in the world, Stephen King had that.
He was
at
at his
that
very
moment,
best.
dude.
All
and
of
that
his
book
tricks,
is
all of his technique, all of his
no matter what he is now, dude. That book will stand apart, bro.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it is a great, and there's other great ones to stand and everything. I understand that,
Right,
and the other thing is that Salem's Lot came out, I think, 2 years after Salem's Lot, the book came out.
Yeah,
So
it was that was a pretty tight. That was
very
like, wow,
tight
you really
window.
adapted that.
And Toby
'Cause it
Hooper was
big.
coming off of Texas Chainsaw.
Oh my God, was that his first after
Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I think it was.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Toby Hooper. Hats off. Effort, respect for that guy, dude. Toby Hooper.
Yeah, so I mean, he worked with Gunnar Hansen. That's in Our Witch Hunter.
Yep.
And then he did Salem's Lot with David Soul.
And then he did Poltergeist.
Yeah, well,
Was that was
controversy about
82?
that,
But wait, did Toby Hooper?
but yeah, I mean, he's the
Yeah.
official director of it. Yeah,
So, but anyways, but yeah, Salem's Lot the miniseries, fantastic. Just the casting,
yeah. So you
dude,
have a brilliant book, and then this miniseries
is well
lives up
done.
to it.
Dude, Kenneth McMillan is in that. Baron Harkonnen is in that as the local sheriff. And
Running.
Right. That's right. He gives him his fucking gun. Here you go. Later, bro. Like, oh my God.
You're
dude.
running.
Like,
Yes.
yes. Dude, that's fucking good. I'm like, yeah, I'm booking, dude.
David Soul is absolutely fantastic.
He's
in
great.
the film.
Bonnie Bedelia as his
Bonnie
as
Bedelia
his
is at
Nina,
her
right?
absolutely most charming, beautiful self in this film.
Yeah, fantastic.
This movie got her the part in Die Hard.
That's right. Yeah, because that wasn't
Pretty
that
sure.
far behind.
'Cause this
yeah.
was a big TV event. I mean, I know it doesn't mean anything. now,
They
but
gave her a name.
It was,
the people knew who Bonnie
it was
Bedelia
a
was,
big-
right?
It was a big deal. Everybody saw it. And part of why it became an instant legend is back in the day, that you couldn't re-watch it, pay $2 and
Yeah,
see it on
yeah,
Amazon.
the VCRs were not out
Right,
yet,
you had
bro.
to
Not
watch
that kind of
bootlegs.
adoption.
And the movie's
Yep.
scarier than shit.
It's scary, dude.
It's scary.
It really is. And there's some scenes
There
that are like,
there are scenes where characters
That
come
stands
back
out.
from the dead like 3 or 4 times, that every time it happens, it's absolutely terrifying.
Dude, when that kid comes to the window, yeah, that's fucked up. The fucking fog's around him. Fucking, the bastard. You're like,
So there's
oh
this.
my God,
we do a
dude.
tribute to that actually in Five Must Die when our monster ghost guy's coming back and the fog is kind of rolling with him. It looks absolutely sweet. Totally stole it from Salem's Lot.
Why not, dude?
I was actually just listening to the soundtrack today on YouTube, and wow, it's even better than I remember it being. It's
Right,
just
you're
it's
like,
just
wow,
a
it's actually a
fantastic
pretty scary
score.
soundtrack. Yeah.
So yeah, those are
Really good.
5 movies that you might want to check.
I want to check out if you dig vampire films, which, it's funny, the cycle is away from vampire films right now.
Oh, it's coming back.
But I'm wondering if, because we've already left the zombie cycle.
Zombies are dead, yeah.
And now we're not really, it's like ghostish, but not really.
Not really, no.
There's no real focus right now, so, but I suspect
Yeah,
that.
sci-fi is kind of down. We'll see how Gemini Man does. That's coming out as we record this episode. But,
Sci-fi is dead.
yeah, sci-fi is pretty rough. Okay, so what were the movies? Okay, I said Love at First Bite. Yours was Fright Night.
Oh, it's Fright Night and
Andy
Andy
Warhol's
Warhol's Dracula.
Dracula. I came back with a 1979 remake of Nosferatu,
Nosferatu.
Starring Klaus Kinski.
Yep.
And we both agreed that if you have not seen Salem's Lot,
You should see Salem's
see
Lot.
the 3-hour version. It's available, I think, right now on Amazon Prime.
And take your time with it.
I think it's $2.
Pretty good,
$2 or $3.
Yeah.
It is absolutely
Worth
worth
your
it.
time. It's
You know,
great.
let yourself be snuggle in the bed, with that certain someone, or even just hanging out. It's a fun, scary movie, man. It really is.
Even if that certain someone is there against their will,
Well, we don't encourage that at all.
use duct tape. Silence the opponent.
All right, so on that cheerful note, like, subscribe, share, love each other. Until next time. Mwah! My mom said I was special.
I need to ask you about that.
She said I had feelings too.
Mama always said I was genetically inferior.
She did too. In retrospect, she was kind of a bitch.
Mama said my kind should be wiped out.
Be sure to visit EvilGeniusEntertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.